Okay.
Nah, we are live, my man. All right,
Uh,
so welcome everyone to the BIS Black Business Spotlight. Today we have the owner of Lucky's, the very own Lucky. But before we start the intro, Lucky, I'm gonna start with a little land acknowledgement. Um, so, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us for our Black in Business Spotlight. My name is Christian Mbanza. I go by him or he. Today we're excited to be joined by our guest Lucky, and before that I'd like to start by acknowledging that although we are meeting digitally, we are joining from traditional lands referred to as Treaty 4. The seat of Regina is located on Treaty 4 territory, the original lands of the Cree, Ojibwe, Saulteaux, Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. Today, these lands continue to be a shared territory of many diverse people. It is essential that we recognize that we all have benefits and responsibility under these agreements. We as an organization acknowledge the harms and injustices of the past and present. We dedicate our efforts to working together in a spirit of collaboration and reconciliation. As we are all treaty people. We respect and honor the treaties made on all territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past. We are committed to moving forward in partnership with the Indigenous and First Nations peoples. The first organization and I are committed to turning our thoughts and intentions to being better and doing better. Black and Sask, for those of you who don't know, is a youth-led organized nonprofit based within Saskatchewan, dedicated to contributing the holistic growth of the Black community. And today we're joined by one of our Black owners who's doing such a great job in the city.
Thank you.
His name is Lucky. So before we get started, Lucky, can I get you to introduce yourself? Who are you? How'd you get started? The full story.
All right. My name is Lucky Okurame, and I'm the owner of the Hair and Beauty Studio, Lucky Hair and Beauty Studio. I own it with my wife, and we are almost a year in business now. We started like November last year, so November this year makes us 1 year officially operating as a business. So yeah, that's a brief um, information about myself.
And so, did you always want to own a business? Was that
Yes,
always
I've
the goal?
always I've always wanted to own a business because I'm a very independent person and I really don't rely on um, I don't rely on what the society have to offer me. I would rather create my own way of hustling. So I've always had that drive to, own something and operate it my own way because in the past that I've been employed in different companies, I've seen their policies and I've always wished I could, do something about it. But just because I'm not among the board of directors or because I'm not in that position to make any changes to the company's policy. I just have to work with their policies, right? And I could see the defects. So for me to see the defects, that means there's a solution for that. So I've always loved the fact that I could figure out the defects in businesses and I could also come up with solutions and work with it.
And so, for your business, as far as doing hair, has it always been wanting to start a business in hair?
In general, I've been a business person in general, but the reason why I started with hair is just because it's a talent I got even before I officially got into the industry. So I've always had it naturally. I've been cutting my dad's hair, my little brothers. I started calling my neighbors. So it's something that I already know that I don't need to invest a lot in just because I've already acquired that knowledge naturally. So that will be a lot less risk on my side to start off from the hair industry.
Right. So you just chose something that you were already good at and which you became passionate about. And
Exactly.
so, in starting your business, did you find that there were obstacles? Because I remember you started way, way, way back in the day in the basement in your house before you became official,
Yep.
right? So did you
Hmm.
find that there's been obstacles in starting your own business?
There have been a lot of obstacles in starting the business for sure, but so far so good. We've been working with it, and we are aware of those obstacles before we even started. We knew we'll be facing a lot of obstacles as a new business, especially as a new business opening in the midst of a pandemic. So it's been a struggle, but like I said, I've always been that person that is passionate about finding a solution to obstacles that comes up. So we are ready for whatever obstacles that have been showing up since, and we've been pushing through. So
Do you think that being black has created more obstacles?
yes, um, absolutely, it does create obstacles in the sense that you already have that profiling from the outside world as a black business owner. So we we tend to have a few, I don't know the right term to use. I just don't want to use the wrong term.
Yeah. No, you're good.
You know what? Okay, I would just say it definitely has affected our businesses. Being Are you still in?
Yeah. I don't know what's
I
going on
lost.
with my.
I can't find you anymore.
There you go.
Okay.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah. One second. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, being a black business owner is kind of tough because we we don't really get as much attention as we are supposed to. So we tend to just do all the work to create that attention that we deserve or that we're looking for. Just because in this community we get less recognition as a community in this environment. You know what I mean? So it's difficult to just start up something without putting in extra work, extra effort, if you understand what I mean. Like a regular business owner could literally start a business and just put in the bare minimum effort and succeed in a country in a space like this. But as a black business owner, you have to do more than just the bare minimum, just because you know all these obstacles you already have before you get started. So we've been successful in making sure we have a diverse clientele and we promote diversity. That way, people don't feel like we are just focused on just black community. So that's one way we've been able to tackle that by making it sharing the word out there, letting people know that we have services for everybody. We accept all clients. We don't just specify on just black hair. We have professionals that actually are trained to do other types of hair as well.
Right. So it's just that whole idea of working twice as hard as the
Yep.
person next to you, right? And
Yep.
so you guys have to continue to do that. So how can the black community or how can the community in general continue to support your business?
The community have been very awesome in the support, and I'm not gonna lie, everybody from every race has been very, very supportive since we started. The love has been amazing, and we can't even lie about not getting enough support. We are even getting more than enough support than we're asking for. So the black community, or the community rather, the general community rather, have been very supportive, and we've been trying our best to also, ask the community people to tell their friends, tell their families, make create awareness to people that have no idea that we exist, because people are very in need of what we do, but the only way they can know about us is if the information gets to them. And so far so good. Our clients and our supporters have been doing very excellent in sharing the information and spreading the word out there for people to know that we exist in Saskatchewan.
And I think that just speaks to how much the community knows they needed this space, right? I think the fact that
Exactly.
everybody is going above and beyond to ensure that you guys keep going is a
Hmm.
testament to how everybody realizes that in 5, 10 years that this space is something that's going to continue to grow. right? And
Exactly.
just continue that cultural diversity that we're looking for in the
Right.
city.
Mhm.
But one question I did have though, why do you think the cost of doing black hairstyle seems to be on the rise? I don't know if you're noticing that as well, as
I
far as
think
products and things like that.
the number of people immigrating into this province has increased in the past few years. I believe it's going to increase even more. And for some reason, I'm not sure exactly why it's been like that, but the black community right here in Saskatchewan is beginning to grow and expand. We didn't used to have a lot of black businesses as much as we do right now. In the past 1 year before the pandemic, we've been I've seen a few black businesses open up in Regina, and it's quite impressive. So having more black establishments, I think it's a good attraction for black people to come in and settle down to live in Saskatchewan, since they are sure that they can have access to services like the service we provide and other services that or other establishments that are owned by the black people. But an
Awesome.
employment, yeah,
Okay, and so you spoke about this a little earlier. You were talking about the pandemic not affecting your business. Can you
yeah.
talk about how it actually helped you guys?
The pandemic affected the business. I won't say it didn't affect the business, but
Okay.
we handled it in a very very different way. We already knew we were going to go through things like that, so we made plans according to the pandemic. So it was quite easier for us to just manage with the pandemic. The pandemic is still on anyway, and we are still trying to manage with the whole situation. And we are trying to have our backups ready for for execution in case of anything that comes up, right? Because there are always something that's going to come up, something unexpected. So for the pandemic, we made plans for minimum operation, and we didn't actually just we were just realistic with our current situation while making the plans for the business. So there was no surprises during the business because we were starting off the business in the midst of a pandemic. We started off with that situation, so we already knew what we were getting ourselves into. So there was really no surprises for us because what we went through was what we expected to see.
Okay, good. And hopefully this is the end of the pandemic and
Yeah,
we're getting
hopefully
closer
we
to the end.
yep.
And another thing that I was interested that you said is you were talking about Lucky's not just being a black space, but a space for everybody. So
Yep.
how do you ensure that everybody knows that they're welcome at Lucky's? You know, they see black saloon or they see black hair, and they may not be sure if they can go in or it's for their type of hair. So how do you ensure that to the public and everybody that you're promoting like that inclusive space?
We make it very clear to every single client that walks in or every single social media platform we have. We promote all types of hair as much as we can. We create awareness for other types of hair just for people to understand that we are not just dealing with black hair, but also we deal with every other kind of hair. So we are always promoting that and letting people know. We just need to keep creating awareness for people to understand that this, even if this is a black establishment, it doesn't mean that we are just catering for just the black people. We are also catering for the other communities around.
Right. And I think that's very important because Regina is becoming that diverse space. And
Exactly.
yeah, it's becoming so diverse. And even for a long time, there's been other businesses where Black people in the prairies have felt like we haven't been welcomed into those spaces because they haven't been promoting that inclusion, right? Or
Mhm.
they have people in there who don't know how to cut a certain type of hair,
Right.
or it's just only one person in the shop that's
Mhm.
able to cut black hair or a different type of hair. So is
Exactly.
it everybody in your shop that can do all types of hair?
Not everybody. Um, I mean, the types of hair depends on every hairstylist are specialized in different part of the industry, right? We have some hairstylists that are specialized on just color. We have some hairstylists that are just specialized on cutting hair. So it depends on the hairstylist really. Everybody is trained to do all types of hair. In general, in Saskatchewan, as a licensed hairstylist, you need to be able to do um, all not all types of hair, but at least the basic haircut. So what I do is with my experience, before anybody comes on board, we organize a training and we train our colleagues to just improving their skill up to the standard that we want. So I think everybody is confident with all types of hair or anybody, any texture of hair that walks in their chair. I think they should be able to get the job done.
So how many people in total do you guys have?
We have 11.
11 total hairstylists and barbers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm.
And so do you feel that you guys have been welcomed into the business community?
Yes, we've been welcome. We've actually got a few nominations. We didn't win them, but as a new business, it's quite. We won one of them from Atlas Hotel, and as a new business, we had no connections with other business. We had no connection with no organizations, and all of a sudden, we started getting all these connections from businesses and collaboration requests from businesses. So it's been overwhelming, and I feel like when that started happening was when we got featured on the news on different news platform, right? So we I think that created an awareness that this kind of business is now in the city, and with the response I got from a lot of businesses, that tells me that they've been wanting something like this for the longest time. So the welcoming part is positive. It's been good.
And that's awesome. And as good of a job as you guys do, it's
Yeah,
no question you guys were bound to win some sort of awards.
absolutely. We are trying
What
our
do you
best.
think is like the most popular hairstyle that you see a lot between you could do one for men and women. So like between the men, what's the most popular hairstyle that you're seeing?
You mean the most popular type of clients that I get?
Yeah,
We get more of the men's services.
men's services. Okay.
Yeah.
And then are they doing lots of braids or the fades or short
Then
hair?
it's kind of like 60-40. So we have like men for 60, women 40.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit close, just a few gap.
And there's a lot of businesses that do what you guys do. So, what do
Mhm.
you think separates you guys from every other business, not just in the city, but in the province as well?
We are very unique and we have a very unique strategy. We have a system in place that is way different from every other businesses. So that's one of the reason why we are standing out as a business today. I think it's just our strategy that we have in place, plus our efforts in customer services, and having to deliver a excellent job and being consistent with all those put together. I think that's what is making us stand out today.
You know, whatever you guys are doing, it's a great strategy and it's working.
Appreciate it.
Who's the brains behind the operations? Is it Adiri or is it Lucky?
Both brands.
Both. Good answer. I try to
Combined.
get you there. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
with that being said, it's like, where do you hope to see your business in the next 10 years?
That's a good question. So we have a lot of plans. We plan on making it a franchise venture. We also plan on increasing our product sale inventory and expanding to different part of the world, not just in Canada. So like I'm not sure if I mentioned about our product. We got our product line. Um,
No, you
this
didn't.
this is our products, our new products. We have different about 11 of them. We'll be doing the official launching in November. So one of the plan is going forward is basically to have a lot of distributors distribute these
Wow.
products, and if we can have multiple stores have our products around the world in the next 10 years, I think, and having multiple locations around the world, that should be a great plan if we can achieve that in 10 years.
That's amazing, man. That's awesome. Hopefully that comes true for you. I can
Hopefully,
see it,
hopefully.
man. The work you're doing in the community is amazing. All I know, there's so many kids who are always coming up to me like, "Where'd you get your hair done?" Or
Yeah,
like, "Where did I get my hair cut?" You know, and I'm always pointing them your way because you always handle the business. So
appreciate
yeah.
it.
With that being said, do you have any last things to say?
Um, I don't think I have anything to say, to be honest, but I just want to say thank you all for, choosing us for the spotlight and for the work you guys are doing. I made a few research about you guys, and I read a few things about your platforms, and I'm really impressed with what you're doing. And keep doing what you're doing, because it's not easy to, take time off your busy schedule to just, do things like this to keep the community going and keep promoting small businesses like ours. So I just wanted to say thank you all for the opportunity to come on your platform. Thank you for your time you spending on this platform you guys created. I'm hoping you guys platform grow bigger and bigger into bigger things. And that's really the last word I would say.
I appreciate that, Lucky. Awesome. And really, it's just an honor to speak with you. I've been seeing what you've been doing all the way from back in the day,
I
and
know.
just to see it now, it's awesome. So yeah, we
Yes,
created a platform just to highlight people like you who've been working so hard in the community and
appreciate
deserve
it.
the recognition.
Yes, sir.
Um, so with that being said, thank you to Lucky for contributing to your time and sharing um, his business knowledge and everything that he's been doing.
Thank you
So to
guys.
learn more about our guests, could you tell us about your social media platforms, everything?
Our social media platform is at Lucky Hair BS, LUCKY Hair HAIR, then BS, on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. And also Facebook, you can search for us at Lucky Hair and Beauty Studio.
Okay, perfect. All right, Lucky man, I appreciate
All
it.
right,
Thank you
yeah,
so much.
appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Have a good one, guys.